And let's go. Hey, guys, it's Drunk with Friends. It's your girl V.
This is Willis.
And we're back for another week. Come on, give a hand clap. We're here with Mr. Cortland this week. Mr. Graphic Designer himself. Bow down. Bow down to your greatness, man.
How you doing? What's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm doing good. Y'all having fun? It's a good day.
That's good. I mean, it's starting to get warm. I'm actually excited for tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 70 degrees?
Yeah, like 70 degrees.
Sunny. Yeah. Sounds like we need to get for a drink, you know.
For real. Well, actually, shout out. I was about to actually head out to Trinity Grill, go get me some food.
Hey, plug. We was just there 2 weeks ago, and it was a great time.
Shoot, they just posted that they got ribs now too.
They know
it's for a short time. So yes.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
Well, for all of our new listeners, we are Drunk with Friends. We normally start off our podcast with a shot. We always end off with a shot. If we go over an hour, we have to take a shot. And if either one of our phones go off a volume, we have to take another shot. So it's 4 shots maximum, or however much we want to drink. That's pretty much how we do.
Right.
Thank you for turning off your volume. Because I'm like, what's that? What's that?
Right. Is that a phone in the background? I don't know.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
I heard nothing.
Right. With that being said, we got our shots poured. You ready, Mr. Cortland?
Always.
All right. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
So, Cortland, you're into graphic designs. I think I've known you for almost 20 years now. You've been drawing
20 years.
A long time. Yeah. What got you into drawing and doing graphics and graphics design, and how did you get to where you're at now?
Well, I went through a mixed bag of things. So as a kid growing up, I got turned into, cartoons, Muppet Babies, all things like that as a little kid. But then in my teenage years, I got introduced to anime, which is Japanese cartoon. Right. And so getting into all those stories and all the things that happens with Dragon Ball and Cowboy Bebop and all those things that happen, I wanted to learn how to draw cartoons. So I started drawing those out all day long. Mm-hmm. When I went to college, I didn't know the exact path to become an animator. It wasn't as popular as it is now.
Right.
You just had to be in a certain medium. And so when I went to DeVry University, I got into gaming art, which was cool. Nice. And then I transferred into graphic design, which is a sister of drawing, or an extension of drawing, but it's some more implications of plug and play knowledge, using every resource that you have and being able to create visual works and communicate visually what you want to tell people.
Okay. So I
would say it's deeper than rap. That's how I feel like.
It is.
Yeah. So do you think the technologies has helped? Were you able to adapt? Because I remember back in the day, you used to just draw people with pen and pad, draw actual people and then look just like the person. I used to be in awe. But with the new tools, the iPads or this and that, the touch screens, do you use any of those, or has any of that helped?
Yeah, it actually, the advancement of technology is always great for new generations and everything. I mean, I still go back to pen and paper all the time. You see it on my Instagram page. I still really go back to pen and paper because you can't ever leave your roots. Okay. Right. But with the new drawing pads, the tablets, the software, everything that's out there, it makes it more speed-based and more easy to not spend so much money on tools and painting and all that. So for traditional artists, you have that path. For new generations, you have the digital path. And then for those who are just interested, you have both collab together, which just makes art even more interesting. And that's where you get some of the great art that we have in DC and California and New York, all these great artists around the world just putting beautiful pieces together. So
that's dope.
Yep.
For me, my question was where do you get inspiration from? I know some people will be in order for me to get in the mood, I have to have music playing. I need inspiration from outside. I need to go for a walk. I need to see new sights.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? And then some people I just need some headphones, my bed, and I can do whatever, So what brings out the inspiration in you? What helps you tap in?
Well, that's a 2-part question.
Yeah.
Where do I get my inspiration from? Is everywhere. Referencing movies, books, going out, traveling, seeing different things. That's my inspiration. But what taps me in is, like you said, getting my headphones, a drawing pad, and a pen, and I'm good to go. Because
I saw this man at a bar, literally, he was just going. I was like, hey, hi, and I'll wave, because once you get in that mindset, you just what
Don't distract me. I'm just doing stuff.
Right. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay over here and be quiet.
Do you think it's like when you get in that mode of like drawing, do you find it like a way of like relief or to reduce anxiety, or like just to express your creativity? Because I know a lot of times, especially with like mental health, they'll tell you to kind of like write things down or draw, do some type of hobby or something to help you escape. So do you do it because of that, or are you just for the love of it?
Well, I do it for the love of it. I mean,
Right.
I do works currently that I really don't charge much for. I just do them because, you know, I want to see people's dreams come to life. I want to see people's dreams flourish, you know, because that's what makes the world so much better, is when you get to see someone express themselves and let people know how they really feel. And some people don't have that creative, artistic feel to do it. And I do, you know, so getting a chance to talk to them gets that point across. But as far as going back to the first part of the question, for me, it's more so it's anxiety, but creative and anxiety. Like I get a chance to take all the information presented. Like if you say, I need you to design this, I take all that information, then I go on to Google, I start reading books, I start getting all this information to start making that dream come to life. And, you know, so it's easier on you, and you can say, that's exactly what I was looking for. And that's science, and I got to learn something new in the process. Though it's hours of studying, it's still a great process.
True.
Yeah.
Well, that's great that you get all that together. You got all your stuff. Oh, I mean, you know, some people, you talk to people, they be like, you know, I don't know, it just flows. You know, I hate people like that. Like, bro, I know you're good, but come on, like, you know, like, come on, be real.
Sometimes it happens like that. Like sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll just start sketching. I don't know where it started, what happened, what song came on, but I'll put that same song on repeat and let it rock. And then at the end of it, I'll put it in my journal, let somebody see it, and they're like, that is amazing. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
All right. Sure.
All right. Well,
I just got one more question. So running your business, especially during COVID, has it been difficult, or has it been about the same? Or what are some like challenges that you came up against?
The big challenge is getting to meet new people, you know, clientele, getting a chance to meet new people, and also having people convey their ideas via text or via email. You know, that's like the hardest part, like, because having that hands-on, because what I do as far as consultation, I do a 30-minute sit down, maybe 40 minutes, depending on time, how much time a customer allots. And we sit down and we go through their ideas. And in that process, I get to understand them, where the dream came from, what's going on. And most people don't want to type that into an email.
Right.
You know, they want to type all that out. They don't know what color they want it to look like.
You know, I want a flamingo, but with a chain.
I want a boat
wrap around the leg that's standing up. And then I don't want the normal tropical colors. I want black, green, with a feather coming out the back.
Right. My favorite ones are the ones where a customer comes in and they'll be like, I want a boat that's not a boat though. It's like a boat that's not a boat. Right. It sails on water. And that's the logo I want. You'd be like,
the fuck?
Okay. We'll do that. We can work that. I'll see a boat, not boat.
You know what? I would draw a plank of wood just on the water, just going.
Like, hey, that's it. It's just got a stick in it's like that. That's not a boat.
Survivor.
It's something.
Right.
Got it. That's what you wanted.
Well, I've seen your work, and I think it's definitely tell worthy. You guys need to go ahead and reach out to him. His Instagram, if I'm not wrong, is at CDAMOUSE. Mr. Cortland, reach out to him. I'm pretty sure that you can hit you in your DMs. Is that okay? It's probably
yeah. Hit me in the DMs.
Hit him up. Tell me your ideas. Do better than everybody else with you know the obscure type of description that you want. But I'm sure he'll work with you. You know. But with that being said, we're gonna wrap up our little interview portion. But let's get into some things. Let's get into some things.
Let's go some topics. You want me to start off?
Yeah. You can give while you about to open it up. Let's talk about Corona. Right. I'm over it. I'm over it. I actually looked online to see, you know, if I'm eligible to try to get it, and I'm still not eligible yet. You know, if we wanted it, you know, a lot of people don't want it, but if we did, nope.
Well, even if you did, if you did want it, the line would be even extra long. It would be
Even extra long.
Like you see it now. You see them now. You go like to Walmart, wherever they give them the shots out at. The lines are out the door, going crazy. So now everybody had access. It'd be you and a 6-year-old would get into a fight. Like, I'm getting my first, little dude. You better stop playing.
I was here first.
I was here first. I mean, literally here first.
Well, first of all, if they gonna fight over a daggone chicken sandwich, you can only imagine what they would do over a vaccine. But I was talking to my coworker yesterday, and they said to go to Virginia. I'm like, well, don't you have to show your driver's license or something? It was like, well, some people weren't caring. Because if you don't show up for your appointment, and I'll put this out there, I know this is all states, but in Virginia, if you don't show up for your appointment, they have to throw your vaccine out because it's been sitting out for too long.
Wow.
Yeah, it has to be constantly chilled. So if you were the 8 a.m. and they had took it out ready for you to come, and they may give you like a 15-minute grace period or whatever, and they waited, they had to throw that vaccine out. So that was wasted on somebody who.
I mean, I wouldn't want nobody else's vaccine anyway. That would be.
I mean, well, it's not like it's genetically made just for you.
That's like,
I don't care. I'll
like
take
going
Cortland.
to Levi's and getting a leftover plate. Somebody else's that was before. Be like, I don't want that. I don't know what you did.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but if everybody got the same plate, I mean,
we don't know.
They acting like the vaccine potato salad and shit.
You
like,
know what I'm saying?
Potato salad is sitting out.
you got the vaccine. You got Johnson and Johnson. You got all these ones, and that person could have got Johnson and Johnson. You're like, look here, we got Johnson and Johnson. You want Johnson and Johnson? No, I don't. No, I didn't sign up for that. I signed up for the other one. I signed up for the other one right here. See, I got the other one.
I got the Moderna, whatever it's called.
Well,
we're gonna start talking about vaccine shots like we're going through Uber Eats. No, that's not my order. That's not what I got. That's not what I got.
Moderna. I didn't want that Pfizer. I got that.
With that
Johnson. I got that Moderna.
With that Pfizer. That's what I wanted. What is wrong with you?
Right.
Now go in the back and get my order.
Go back, get my order right. Jesus, waited all this time for this vaccine shot.
Right. Facts. But did you hear about the World Health Organization? So pretty much they're doing COVID vaccine passports, and certain countries you can't get in without a vaccine. So as far as now, Sicily, Greece, Iceland, Poland, Estonia, Georgia, Romania, and Cyprus, you can't get in without a vaccine.
So you mean to tell me I gotta be vaccinated to travel once I'm allowed back on a plane? Watch, they're gonna make this a whole process. I can see it now.
I can see
you have your passport stamped, and if it's not the vaccine stamp, and it's like 3 years removed,
the vaccine stamp. Good day, sir.
It's gonna be on your passport, and it said, that's 3 years too young. You gotta go get another one, sir.
Well,
sorry.
I'm gonna be honest. I traveled in December of last year, and it was like when I went to Jamaica, they said you had to have your your COVID testing paperwork with you, and it had to be within 10 days of your trip. So I'm thinking it's going to be like the same way. You show your passport and you show your paperwork that you got vaccinated, and they just stamp and they confirm in your database or whatever. Yeah. Jamaica had a whole app. They had a whole app for it. Really? So they randomly tested people. So if you were tested positive when you touched down, you had to stay in your resort's bedroom, in your room. You weren't allowed to go to the pool. You were just stuck in the room. You spent $1,500 or $1,700 just to eat and sit in your room.
That's fucked up.
Hey, but wait. So who brings you the room service? Do they slide your food under the door like?
Well, they bring it to your door.
Have your food.
You want
a hazmat suit on? Here's your food. You can't even go down and get nothing to eat.
They probably got like a COVID wing. Like, don't go to that.
Exactly. Like you hang with all the COVID people. It's like, this is quarantine area. Go over there, sir.
It's scary down there.
So I'm not sure did you already get vaccinated? Did you get vaccinated or?
Technically, I cannot because I am not a what's the term I'm looking for? The what's those?
You don't meet the qualifications to get it?
No, not the people who are first in line. The
healthcare workers.
Yeah, the healthcare workers and working for the school system.
Yeah, if you're a police.
Like so since I don't work for that and I'm not over the age of 65 or 40, I have to wait.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking about earlier. I'm like, even if I wanted it, we couldn't really get it.
Me and talked about on the show previously, like, nah, if our job try to make it, fuck that. We're not getting the shit.
Right.
Now, I can't go to Jamaica without it. I might get it.
Listen, I'm gonna get it because I'm not letting it tender what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have it on my passport. COVID. Look, I'm gonna start walking around like the Fifth Element, multi-pass.
Yes,
multi-pass.
I love that movie.
Right.
It's like Second
I'll be
favorite.
flashing that
Like,
mug like a badge. Multi-pass.
They about to hit you with the sir, wear your mask. Vaccine.
Vaccine, cuz.
Vaccinated.
Vaccinated.
Got it.
I'm good.
You
You
walking
guys in
through that
trouble.
like you're a detective. I'm on the
Yep.
scene.
All right,
All right, I got my
this.
badge. I got this.
Uh-huh.
I got this.
Yeah, I deal with the flash flip. Be like, I got you. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. It's done. Fast flip.
Facts.
So what's crazy is other places are picking it up. So now NBA are opening back up, and their stadiums they're having vaccinated sections now.
Yes.
Yeah. But my thing is, I feel like if I got vaccinated, my ticket need to be cheaper.
No. If they did that,
Think about it.
everybody would get vaccinated.
Everybody will be vaccinated. Think
Yeah.
about that. Not even just them. Krispy Kreme, they're giving away free donuts all year long to everyone with a COVID-19 vaccine card.
So you want to exchange COVID for diabetes?
For
No
diabetes.
problem.
You don't think somebody want to do it? You don't think somebody want to do it?
Because COVID, diabetes. I'm gonna go with the diabetes. At least they got the guarantee.
I can get rid of that. I can take the pill.
I can get rid of that. I'm fine.
I might lose a foot, but I ain't gonna die.
Don't get me wrong. I love a Krispy Kreme donut. Me and my friends made this joke the other day about Krispy Kreme. It was like, they got that crack in it. I don't know. That's the biggest drug trade next to like coffee, whatever they put in it, that mixture, whatever that's in that batter. It's just
something.
Have you ever seen it being made? Have you ever seen it being made?
Yes. I've seen the I got the app on my phone, ready to hot. Shoot. Because it's not like a hot Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah.
Nothing.
If y'all ever in the DC area, we're already in the DC area, but the Krispy Kreme in DuPont Circle, you could look at the window. They got the thing in the window. If you could just look out the glaze falling on the donut as it's being made.
You're just sitting there like glaze crack coming down right there.
You over here drooling in your mask, looking like you just woke up. You're like, oh.
Powder lip, like, oh.
That sure look good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and get some donuts.
That's it. I mean, but if they did, if that's the offer, don't get me wrong, it's good to have it. I don't know anybody who would go to Krispy Kreme the whole year.
Facts.
But you know what I'm saying. If that's the offer, sign me up. I mean, I'm willing to. I live currently right now. I live with my parents and my grandmother. My grandmother is she's over 80. She's 83 right now.
Okay.
And so making sure I'm keeping proper distance away from folks, trying to make sure when I go out or if I go out and do something, I'm like distancing away from folks or staying with or trusting the friends that I have.
Right.
When I come home, I literally quarantine myself for at least 24 to 48 hours to make sure that I'm away from her, nothing gets on her.
You'll be responsible.
Yeah, you got to. Because I mean, like we said, we are all are tired of COVID, but we all have things that we really want and need to do.
That's correct.
Oh yeah,
I agree
they were talking about the news. COVID fatigue is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is.
Some people
what's the when you're claustrophobic, when you're afraid of closed spaces? All of us will eventually be that way. Whether you've been in your house for a year, whether you've been in a room for a year, whether you've been in an apartment for a year. Just as the human mind and body, we have to expand our creativity. We have to travel. We have to do different things. Because if we don't and we're stuck in the same pattern, we'll eventually go, insane.
Crazy. Yeah.
Like a chicken patty again? Chicken patties again? We're having this again. I don't want this.
Right. Especially people who have outgoing personalities. Yeah. Like I know for a fact, and I'm pretty sure you can testify, like we would go to the bar like every week.
Yeah.
Every Thursday or Wednesday, we would go to the bar. I'm sure you go to the bar, have to your regular spots or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just the simplicity of just being able to go to a bar.
Yeah.
Sit there. We took it for granted. Like we were just stuck with the fact that happy hour. I don't want to go there if it's not a happy hour but just the fact that hey, I can go out somewhere.
Yeah.
To do what I like to do, even if it's just having a drink or two and having some laughs. It's like we take it for granted. It's like the Zoom ain't the same. You know what I'm saying?
No.
House partying ain't the same. You can't even see your best buddy you used to hugging them or, whatever fun things you would do with the person. Like, you can't do it. So it's like, I'm going crazy without interaction.
Exactly.
I'm an introvert. I can be extroverted, but I'm more of an introvert.
No, you're not. No.
They call those ambiverts. Ambiverts when you can flip both, but
yeah.
You ain't no daggone ambivert. You use extrovert with a little bit of introvert in, like right in the side. Like it's a little small box.
A little macaroni and cheese on the side, right there.
Exactly, right on the side.
To be honest, I prefer, like, even post-COVID, I kind of want us to be like, yo, still give me 6 feet. Like, I don't want people back on. If we had a bar, you sit right next to me, I don't know you, I'll be like, why you like, what the fuck?
No, it's gonna be the elementary theory. Like when you're in school and you at the table and you sitting down eating, and the kids you don't know sit next to you, you give them that look like, what are you doing? You see all this space around here? You sit right next to me. Like there's a seat across the table. What's going on?
Or even like it kind of gives you a license to be rude. Like, you ever been in like a building, you get in an elevator, be like, 2 people are in here. nah, no more overcrowding.
No more.
If we was like, fuck that 5,000 pound limit. Remember the elevators, fuck that 5,000 pounds. Yes. 2 people, my nigga.
It's 2 people. They're gonna have to change the requirement on elevators.
In Safeway the other day, and I felt like the lady was like on my shoulder, and I was like, "Ma'am, can you please back up?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I was just trying to see like how long the line was," and I was like, "I can move over."
Right. Just don't even look. I'll tell you.
I never like that.
Scream in my ear from back there. How many people? 7. Just wait.
Go to another line then.
Shoot, it's gonna be even worse because like if we get to, we're not gonna get back to normal. There's no such thing as normal now. This is the new normal.
Right.
When we go to the new normal, for those who don't wear masks and those who do wear masks, the biggest thing is when you can't tell the difference between COVID and a simple cold, like a simple cough. So as soon as somebody coming to you and you like, hey, oh.
Are you looking? If you cough anywhere, they're looking at you like you're crazy.
I mean, that's how I feel about now. This is allergy season. Like I started sneezing like crap on Monday after I left the gym, and I kept sneezing for like 2 days straight. And I was on the phone with my with somebody. It was like, "Are you good?" I'm like, first of all, sneeze is not even a symptom of COVID. Relax. Like,
right.
You gotta let people know, like, relax. Like I don't have allergies. I'm just just sneezing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. People just they do too much.
That actually happened to me today. So I was walking and at work, and I coughed because my throat was dry, and I felt myself having to explain myself because everybody looked at me like, I was like, nah, I need some water. My throat dry.
I'm dying over here. Help me.
You could be dying. Oh, that's that dry cough. That's that dry heat. Bruh, I need.
Think about somebody choking in a restaurant now. Somebody
doing
nope. Somebody getting
my ass.
Look, this how it's gonna be.
You gotta Heimlich yourself.
It's gonna be a 6-foot straw.
You gotta give the Heimlich to yourself.
Yo, nobody's doing that CPR shit no more.
Nobody.
Yo. I would.
Nope. Like I said, there's so much that's changing in the world.
CPR was nasty in the first place. Let's be honest. That was nasty. You want a random stranger just in the restaurant, and you're like, "Is there a doctor? Anybody know how to do a CPR?" I'm supposed to be over this random person. He could be 70, he could be 18, but halitosis is real. And I'm just
I was at it with this. Like, if it was like somebody I knew, I'll do the chest compressions.
Of course.
But if I don't know this person, I got you with the chest compressions. What's the song? I'll do that all day.
I ain't breathing in your mouth. I don't know where your mouth been.
Right. Now I ain't doing either.
I don't know how that works.
Your job might be like, yo, you need to get your new CPR card. I don't know if I need it.
Listen, I had to do the CPR because I coach football. Well, coaching football, you have to also have that just in case if a child, chokes at practice or anything like that. So it's fine. Man, I literally told my kids, hey, I just came back from CPR training. If you choke, I ain't got nothing for you. I'm not helping you. Sorry. I'm not touching you. Y'all been sweating and stuff. I'm sweating. We all doing this salt lip. No, we're not doing that. No. So if you better just jump on your back, cough it up. I don't know. Do some up downs. Run it off. Take some tests.
Not run it off. Good day.
Choke it, run it off.
He gonna be looking like a zombie running.
Right.
Hey, I've seen Walking Dead. They might get a movie deal. You don't know.
You know what? That
get a movie deal. Goodbye, Cortland.
That kind of made me appreciate like first responders now, because like what they.
That's what I was looking for earlier. First responders.
Yeah, I appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a big topic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure you heard about it by now. this whole Kirk Franklin situation with his son.
Stomp.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, man.
He got my hands.
Let's y'all pose the questions because there's a lot of loaded stuff with this.
It's a lot of loaded
It's
stuff. All right,
loaded.
so for our listeners, if you haven't heard, which I'm pretty sure it's almost old news now, but Kirk Franklin was on a phone call with his son.
No, that was Plies.
Shut up. It wasn't Plies.
Hey, they look like twins, okay?
Twins. But anyway, someone said they never seen Plies in Kirk Franklin in the same room.
They said that was what's in Lil Mama and Bow Wow?
Yes. And,
well, them two still notice you getting a lot more Lil Bow Wow, but you haven't seen her in a long time.
Well, she in trouble now for some transphobia shit. So.
Yeah, she snapped at somebody, and then what's her name? From Sister.
I saw that.
The mother that played on Sister clapped back at her. It was serious. But anyway, going back. Kirk Franklin was on the phone with his son. The son was being, I guess, spoiled, asking him for stuff, and
it was one of his estranged son. It was his older son. I think it was like 32, 33.
From his first marriage, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And he said basically Kirk Franklin just denied him for something that he wanted. And the son went on his little guilt trip and was mad. And in the video, it doesn't show what the son said to Kirk, but it was like media, right? It was filmed perfectly where Kirk went the fuck off.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? Keep talking and I will drag your motherfucker. And it was like bleep, 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 bleep. I can really even tell you exactly what he said. I need the uncensored version. But he cussed his son out, right? And
pretty much something got me fucked up.
Basically, in a nutshell.
Pretty much.
Fucked up.
That's the hood came out the gospel man.
Okay. And I mean, at the end of the day, the man is the man first, okay? Before he went to God.
And first of all, shout out to Black Twitter. Because they took that audio and mixed it with his songs. I was like, yo, Black people undefeated.
For those of y'all who think I've gone too far.
The creative mind never rests.
Okay. But so it's a lot of controversy, right? There's like, this is something that in the community we don't talk about enough about how fathers talk to their sons. And I wanted to bring it up to you because, like you just said earlier, you know, your father, you live with your father right now, and then of course I got two men right here, so I can get different perspectives and aspects on this. How do you feel? Do you feel like Kirk Franklin's in the wrong for talking to now? This boy is like what 32, 33 years old, so he's not no teenage kid. That's number one. Let's put that fact out there. Do we think that Kirk Franklin was in the right? Let's start off with that question. Do you feel like he was in the right to talk to his adult son this way? Yes.
100%. I'm gonna say 100% because this is okay, and this is the difference. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Kirk Franklin, in my opinion, is in a different bracket of what you can say because of his fame, his type of money, the money he got. I don't know how much he has or what lifestyle his child lives.
Right.
But here's the funny thing. I'm 36 years old, 37. Ain't no way I'm talking to my dad the same way he did. And I'm not asking my dad for anything at any point unless I necessarily need it. First of all, I'm getting my own. That's my thing. He raised me to get my own. But from my teenage years up, I'm not talking smack to my dad because I already know. As soon as I see that little twitch in his eye, he knocking me the fuck out. That's just it. Yeah, I know what I'm getting into.
Right.
You gotta know what's happening. That's just it. Like if I do have a child and I get old, when I get older and I see my sons talk back, before he even gets what the out of his mouth, you be like, who the you think you're talking to?
Yeah. It reminds me of all the TikTok challenges of what the kids would like talk crazy to the mom, and the dad be like, you have lost your goddamn mind.
Exactly.
It's so many videos of it.
Did you see the new one where like the kid's spazzing out and then it cuts to a shot where the kid's just waking up?
Yeah, and it was like,
how you doing?
You apparently lost your mind, so I had to knock you out so you can go find it.
Right.
You
had a moment
in a boxing match, like, oh my God, you
hungry?
You just hung. All you see is black. Like
you wake up with Smokey, like you got knocked the fuck out.
I ain't gonna hold you. As a black person, I feel like he got off easy because I've been cussed out worse. That's light. It's light work.
That's light. Like it wouldn't have been no look. It wouldn't have been no video of me cussing my son out. It would have been straight hands. Like all these fights is going on. It would have been like you know, people getting kicked and all that stuff, all the stuff you see on TMZ. Like, it would have been a bar brawl.
This kind of goes deeper into it, right? Because, you know, everyone's going into the psychological and the sociological aspect of it, right? I know. Us in the Black community, we're used to it. Let's put it like that. But
let's put it frank.
Let's put it, yeah. But because we are used to it, because I'm playing devil's advocate, I already know what's up. But because we are used to it, does that make it right that fear has been instilled in us from our parents, from your father, from your mother? You shouldn't, what they say, and I'm looking up because I feel y'all looks at me right now, but they say is you shouldn't be fearing your parents. Your parents are there to love you and provide for you. So cussing at you is emotionally, what's the word I'm looking for? Just traumatizing, emotionally traumatizing. It can stunt their emotional growth, their sociological growth. But I'm being devil's advocate now. Don't kill me.
I got you. I'm just looking like, sure.
But that's where a lot of it come from. Is like we don't talk about how these fathers are like punching their sons in the chest, like, man up, or you're not going to disrespect this to the third. That's not something that's being talked about often. Mm-hmm. So with this being this particular situation, they're talking about Kirk Franklin's oldest son disrespecting him, and I feel like the biggest part of disrespect was the fact that he recorded him.
Right.
That's where I feel
like I said, loaded conversation at the beginning.
I'm breaking it. It's levels to this.
Okay. So
another crumb was the disrespect of recording.
It was big time. But so let's go back to your first point. Right. The fear that parents put into their children. I'm not going to say it's just Black folks, because everybody does it. I mean, not everybody. Most sane parents do it, because first off, parents have to remember one thing, right? You are there to be their parent, not their friend. First off, you are not there to train them and say, oh, we're gonna go shopping together and buy clothes. No. I am your parent. I'm here to guide you in the way to let you know, if I can do this to you, the world will do this to you. Okay? They will hurt you.
I'll be right back.
Okay. But when it comes down to it, it's not fear, it's respect. It's the respect to the game. It's understanding, don't speak back to your elders or this will happen. Don't commit a crime or this will happen. If you do anything out of the wrong, it is these are the consequences that you will face. You see what I'm saying? And that's the biggest thing when it comes to all of that. Now, with everybody else's input saying, oh, it traumatizes people. It only traumatizes you if you're not coached on it. Like my dad taught me every time, all my parents, after they gave me a whooping, old school, they would sit and talk to me and tell me why they did it.
Right.
You can't just hit a child with a frying pan and then just like expect them to heal themselves and say, all right, go to your room and play video games now.
Right.
No, you got to tell them what they did. It's a double-edged sword in both sides, or it's a cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? You have to tell them what they did wrong in order to get better.
To be honest, all right, I'm about to get on my hotep shit.
There you go.
All right, y'all gonna make me turn into Brother Willis.
Oh,
the bean pie man.
No, the bean pie.
Have you heard it?
Let me show you what happened in the situation of the filters.
Where my bow tie at? See the white man.
I'm done. I'm logging
off. Farrakhan James Willis.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
I'm logging off. I need to go back out.
No, because all right. All right, let's stick with the facts. Do we know Kirk's and his son's personal relationship? No, we don't.
No.
There's some issues there.
Yeah.
We saw one clip of a situation or argument between the son and the father. At the end of the day, whether it's a daughter and a mother, they're gonna clash one day. Son, father, they're gonna clash one day.
Of course.
Yeah, it's bound to happen.
Right.
And it's bound with boundaries. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when it comes to like discipline or being beat or whooped, that's taught behavior. And we're taught that that's normal. It doesn't have to be normal. You know what I'm saying? So, we sit here and joke because Karen put her kids in timeout, but the next person beat the shit out of their kids and really don't learn nothing.
But they ain't shooting up schools. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
You know why they ain't shoot? Because half our cousins go to school with us. Like, ain't about to shoot.
We'd have called them and gave them the notice if that was the case. You know what I mean? But it's just like I said, it's a different mentality because you're right. You're right. It is distinguishing, and it's always the outsider's perspective on how you should raise a child or how you should discipline a child. It's never what you've learned from personal experience. If someone who's never been beaten in their whole life or never got a whooping will say, I never got a whooping and I turned out fine. We'd be like, okay, Karen, yeah, you sure think you turned out fine, but not really. But and the same thing can be said on the opposite side. But it's all in, understanding why cause and effect happens, why you got that whooping. In this situation, he going to the disrespect part. He literally recorded his dad. That's like being in the 90s and saying, I'm gonna call child services on you because you got a problem.
Go ahead.
Like I said, and what most, and not just say all races do it, but most Black people, oh, don't worry, I'll dial the number for you, 911. Now you gotta get to it. It's gonna take them 20 minutes to get here. Trust me. We're gonna have it. We're gonna have it out. And then I'm gonna bail you out as soon as I'm done. It's all of that. But it goes back to the main point. Our discipline was not for fear, it was for respect. Because here's the thing, and this goes into a whole nother ballgame. We are respectful. I would say we as Black people are respectful to the law, and you still see what happens. You see what happens when you leave your house. You see what happens when you go to the mall. You see what happens when you do that. And it's not so much the fear of our parents beating the fear into us. It's the fear of them being not with you when you're out with your friends, and then you get stopped by police officer John and police officer Tim, and then they beat you for no apparent reason. And then you don't have the logic to say, oh, I must have deserved it because my parents do it to me all the time. No, you say, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Nothing that I can think of in my mind the last 24 hours has caused me for this. But when your parents do it and they explain it to you, you say, okay, I should have never stole that candy bar from the candy store. And they call my mom and then I gotta beat me for it. Understand.
Right.
But when it was it's a stigma. It comes with it, but it's something they're preparing you for.
Yeah. I just always say, I think like Willis said, our parents didn't know no other way how to teach us these lessons than what their parents did to them. Right. Generational, not curses, but it was just something that's passed down. Right. So you may have gotten my mom grew up down south a little bit. She may have gotten beat by switches. But when she came up north, they got beat with belts. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you still got disciplined. It was just different ways of doing it. So that shows you right there that people do it all over. More. We know it more so in our community. Black folks used to discipline their kids more, but in our generation, I feel like we're being more conscious of the sociological damage that it's doing. Like, I know people now who like, I don't want to, like, I think we've talked about it. You say you don't want to beat your kids. And I'm like, if my kids need to get beat, they're going to get beat. I mean, I know I will have more reserve.
100% correct.
I know I will have reserve because sometimes y'all know y'all men now. Y'all know sometimes boys don't listen. So
girls don't listen too. Don't just put it all on us.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Y'all made the process happen. Y'all remember growing up, if you was with your mom, for some mothers, she'd be like, all right, I'm gonna tell your daddy when he get home. Is that not right? That because dad was the patriarch, he will get you. He will whoop you himself because mom be like, all right, I'm gonna let him handle you. While the mom would take care of the girls, you know. Okay. But go ahead. But no, I was just saying, like, I feel like that our generation, we're now like, I'm trying to explain it. I don't want to beat you and say I beat you because I said so, or I don't have to explain myself. I said so. That's the one I was looking for. Say now what I do. Right. Yeah. Or I'm beating you without explaining. Right. Back in the day, my mom would explain. I told you not to go down. Like, no. Sure. No. I'm not listening to that explanation.
No, because then as soon as you finish, you sitting at home, and she be like, stop that crying, suck it up, you okay? And then you be like this, you all right, but it's the reason why I had to do it. This is the reason why. And you like,
So
you just beat me. Don't be talking to me nice and stuff. Like, oh, I ain't trying to be all your
no,
friend.
I don't want no ice cream.
Exactly. You know I want that ice cream.
Right. Or what about the boys when you get hit in the arm, be like, oh, if you rub it, you a bitch. Or if you cry,
you get punched in the arm, you just like this. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. You touch it, you bitch. Like,
I never heard that one.
Maybe it's guys.
Maybe it's for boys.
It's certain men, because you got to be tough. You have to have a tough exterior. Don't get me wrong. It is like you said. It's that lineage that comes down the line. It's preparing you for what's out in the street.
And if we really want to be serious, it comes all the way from my ancestors.
Exactly. And then when you come into going back to the Kirk Franklin situation, it's like we don't know if he did beat his son. We don't know if he put his hands on him. We don't know if they have just a verbal talk.
I was just about to go into the next. Now, from what I've seen from his part, it's the fact that he's mad that, because he was married before with his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And Kirk Franklin wasn't giving the family basically everything that he's giving this new family.
Oh,
okay.
I thought it was the rumor that he implied that Kirk touched them.
No,
you didn't hear about
I didn't hear about that.
No, remember we do now that there is a correlation. We do remember that Kirk had that porn problem.
He had a porn problem, but if he has a porn, he's touching himself, not nobody else.
Right.
So I'd rather have a porn problem than have a pedophile problem, to be completely honest.
That's what I'm saying. Like if he's touching,
go ahead.
Well,
go ahead and search the page 112 to find what you like. I don't care.
Not to be weird about, not to make this completely weird, but listen, if my man wasn't giving his family any money, you think my man was touching his kid? Really? Just think about it psychologically. Has to have my money. Oh no, you can't have my money, but I do want some. No, stop it. It's not making any sense. Nope, it's not happening. So with that being said,
it's some church type shit. Like I'm not gonna give you no money, but I'll pray for you.
You know what I'm saying? I'll pray for you. I ain't gonna touch you though. Not like that.
No, I'm not even talking about it from the religious aspect. I'm just thinking about just a regular outside looking in,
right?
Regular person. Let's take the Christian part out of it.
Mm-hmm.
If Jeff Bezos was married to a wife first,
mm-hmm.
that was there when he was in the garage holding him down, POP holding him down. Then when he started lifting off, he got married again,
mm-hmm.
and he's treating his children from that marriage better than the one that was ride or die with him in the beginning. And those kids suffered from that first marriage.
Are you talking about Jeff Bezos or black athletes?
No, I'm talking about.
No, you're talking about Jeff Bezos. He's like
black athletes.
I didn't even say anything.
Once they make it, they leave.
No,
they become rich. No. So it's basically like this. I'm agreeing with you saying. It's basically like this. If Jeff Bezos has a son, and Jeff Bezos' kid literally is treated like crap because Jeff Bezos say, oh, I ain't make the money, but now that I make the money, I get remarried and I got a new family, and the first son ain't getting nothing.
Right.
And my opinion is, this is on the psychological, and this comes to the mom. I'm gonna fall this on the mom for one reason. It's either the mom's gonna talk smack about Jeff Bezos to the kid to the point where he grows to hate this dude, or she's gonna isolate him and say, okay, yeah, your father is Jeff Bezos, but you're your own man. And then you go out and create something yourself. Now that does happen in the household a lot, where the mom or the spouse that's left, it happens on both sides. They curse the other one saying, if he ain't left, we would have had this, and da 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 da. We be rich too, and da 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 da. And you have all that, and it doesn't just come from the mom. Sometimes baby daddies do it too. They curse their mom, they curse the moms out. The kid grows up hating them because that's what they learned from the parent.
Now, I'm only going to rebuttal with you. Well, not really rebuttal. I'm just going to add a joint statement. Is think about the past, right? The 90s. Even Christian, you can do R&B, right? The biggest income was what? Touring.
Mm-hmm.
And in church, for church people, it's not the biggest market. Back in the 90s, gospel artists wasn't taking up the whole music charts.
Mm-hmm.
You had your one or two known people like Kirk Franklin and maybe like
Fred Hammond
and BB Winans and Yolanda Adams. Back in the 90s, those were the big ones. All right, moving on.
Never.
Anyway,
you had. I only seen you take one. I'm like, this is singing a bit.
Ain't no juice in this cup.
Anyway, what I'm saying is that probably during that first marriage, he was always on the road.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking of like as a business aspect, like thinking from third point of view with a business aspect, he was building his brand. So he was traveling, acquiring new singers. He wasn't there for the first wife. He wasn't there for his first kids.
Right.
So obviously, I'm assuming, not saying this is concrete, but what happens when you're always away from the family? The marriage goes downhill. You weren't there, you weren't whatever for the kids. So they divorce. Now he gets married, has new kids. He's putting it on to the second marriage. Now, does that mean that the first mom talks shit? Could be, could not be, or it could be that he was old enough to remember daddy wasn't there.
Right.
That resentment grew within himself. So now he's asking, and Kirk made a statement, he's tried to help his son so many times. He's helped him
therapy.
He went to therapy with him, and he's trying to still go to work things out with them. Right. But he just lost his cool at that point, which I still want to know what made him lose his cool, like what made him say something. Because I mean, we don't know the guy, we don't know Kirk,
we don't know the personal. We don't know the personal Kirk.
We don't know the personal Kirk, and we don't know this son either. Because I'm like, if you grimy enough to record me, what else have you been doing?
Right. Well, see, and that's the thought process, and that's like, having these conversations I love because there's so many that's so much depth behind the possibility of what can happen. Like, but we don't know. Like I said, he's doing this, his son is doing this at 32 years old.
Right.
Okay? This isn't coming out when he was 16.
18,
we don't know the
21.
fight. He should be a grown man by now and just be like, when someone comes up to him and say, "Hey, yo, I heard Kurt Franklin, your dad," be like, "Don't talk about that dude. Just let it be."
Or just be like, "Okay, but we go our separate ways." You can be an adult about it.
You can be an adult about it. You be an adult about it. He's still, it sounds like he's still in the mindset of a child. Like he was looking for dad to nurture him, to be his father and be him. Now, this goes to the other side. And I always go with this one because it takes a village to raise a kid. Okay. True. It always does. It always takes a village to raise a kid. Mm-hmm. I mean, we say it all the time as an old joke. It's like I was raised by my teachers, my pastor, my aunties, my uncle. You're raised by everybody. You get a little bit from everybody, But in his life, who knows? Maybe he was secluded. Maybe as Kurt Franklin's son in the 90s raised up when the emergence of the internet and all that stuff, he couldn't really do anything. Because as soon as Kurt Franklin's son at 18 goes to a party, oh man, it's on the news, man. It's everywhere. Gospel son Kurt Franklin
magazine
out partying and shaking ass in the club. He can't do nothing. He just at Bible study every Friday.
Mamas.
Yeah.
Sasha and their daughters,
yeah. But this kind of reminds
like I said, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. It kind of reminds me, and I want to get ready to wrap this up, but it kind of reminds me of when Brian McKnight's son came out. I don't know if you heard about that. And he was like, he expected him to Brian McKnight to take care of his family and his grandkids. And he was like, my son's now about to be 30 years old. Like I told them at 25, I was cutting them off. Mm. And he's past 25. Mm. And then the son had a whole conniption and did a whole bitch fit on Shade Room and whatever.
Who's gonna take care of me?
Nobody.
That's what
Nobody.
Nobody. Nigga, pay your own bills.
Pay your own.
He was like, yeah,
your bill. Nobody. Gonna pay for this house. Nobody.
So it's like I feel like a lot of that's what happens when it sucks, but it's like sometimes having a famous parent, it's a double-edged sword, because you think that you're going to be taken care of for life, and then like I could have invested in one of your businesses, I could have invested in one of your brands or something. I could have backed you into your dream. I could have paid for your schooling, I could have paid for, things of this nature so you can get set up in life. If you can't sing, okay, that's fine. Not everybody who are, parents, I'm sure all of Beyonce kids ain't gonna come out singing. But if they come out with a business, but if they come out with a business, she gonna invest or they have trust and they can start their own stuff. If they set their kids up for success in the beginning, then there's no reason why these kids will have to keep on leaning on them unless they're just careless.
Well, that's and to go back on your point, it's not just them. I mean, Bill Gates, he did it with his kids at the age of 18. He told them straight up, he said, you graduated from high school. Y'all cut off after this. He literally said, there's nothing for you in my will. He told his kids straight up, there's nothing for you in my will. There's nothing here left out for you. He said, I didn't go to college, so you don't have to go to college. He said, if you want to go to college, I'll fund you to go to college. That's fine. It's education. It's cool. But other than that, whatever you want to do with your life, you do it. That's him. That's good parenting, because if you set your children up and say, oh, I worked hard, so you don't have to, then that child has no work
Reason
ethic
to
in their
work,
mind,
yeah.
no reason to work, no
Oh,
mindset.
you didn't get a measly $10 million loan to start a business?
What?
Yeah.
You remember when Trump said that? It's like,
Yeah,
my father only gave me $10 million.
It's like, what? He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. It happens. And that's, I mean, like, and this is why I respect families. Like, I mean, granted, the relationship of Jada Pinkett and Will Smith is kind of up in the air. But the way they raise their kids, you raise their kids to be free.
Yeah.
They didn't raise their kids with money. They raised their kids to be free because, I mean, look, at the age of 12, all his kids put out a music album.
Yeah.
They're living their life. They seen what Hollywood has done. They seen how the lifestyle is.
Right.
They doing whatever makes them happy.
Right.
You know, I call it the Dennis Rodman tip. They own the Dennis Rodman tip. They doing whatever makes them happy. It could be Tuesday, we going to Barbados. Wednesday, we're in New York. It don't matter. Whatever makes them happy is what they're doing.
I definitely
it may not cost them nothing, or it may cost them everything, but they'll do it.
I definitely want to parent like after them, like where my kids can do whatever. But just to kind of wrap it up, and this is controversial, but outside of Kirk, me looking at Kirk and his son's situation, I think what we have to realize in our community is that it's okay to draw boundaries around your parents. People don't want to do that because we're taught, listen to your parents, do what I say. You can draw boundaries around your parents. It's tough as fuck. I give it. If you got to, you could. If your parents can be toxic, you can draw boundaries around your parents.
Family can be toxic.
Not just your parents, your family.
Yes.
Your family can be toxic. Just like going back to what you said, like a bunch of my friends and I've had this conversation, like in the NFL, these sports athletes, these NBA athletes, when these kids get drafted, as soon as they get drafted, you go from zero to hero. You had $0 in college, and now you signed a $22 million contract, and family comes out the woodwork. Yeah. Oh, remember that time I took you shopping? Remember that time I did this? Remember that time I did that?
And took you to this practice,
right? And remember, you don't have that. Yeah, but you don't have that mentality to say my favorite word in the entire English language. No. Just no. You just got to learn how to say that. My dad taught me how to say it. He's like, you got to listen to the situation, understand it, and then say, that was one time when I was like 10. Where were you at when I was running up and down the field? Where were you at when I was studying all these classes to get this degree? Where was you at when I needed all this stuff here? You weren't there, so you won't get jacked. Just don't know. I worked hard. For this. There were late nights, sleepless nights. If I had called you, you wouldn't have picked up. You know?
Facts.
All right, so just to switch it up, because we're about to end in a little while. Something that me and we do at the end of every episode is we do recommendations, TV show recommendations, animes. Do you have an anime or TV show recommendations for any of our followers? And
well,
mine.
Okay, well, something. Okay, I have a very eclectic taste in shows and movies.
Okay.
If you want to see a good TV show, this TV show actually is old right now, but most people didn't watch it on CBS. My favorite show, Elementary, because I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan.
Me too.
I love that show. The British or the USA version? US version.
No, it's on CBS. It was on CBS.
With the Japanese lady?
Yeah.
Okay. Japanese.
No, that's a knockoff of Sherlock.
That is Sherlock Holmes.
Well, I mean,
it is Sherlock. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, his name is Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, Sherlock is better.
Yeah, but that one is good. As far as TV shows, for those who have not seen The Good Doctor's fantastic. Let me think of new stuff. Oh, Marvel, just get into Marvel. I mean, WandaVision was fantastic. They just released Falcon and Winter Soldier. Right. The first episode tomorrow. The second episode comes out. Woo!
I'm trying to wait till at least like 3 so I can.
Nah, you can't, because if you're on the internet like me, I'm on so many different internet channels. We're talking about.
They're gonna spoil it.
What's going in? What's happening? You gotta watch it. Like, I get off the internet until I get a chance to watch it. Just don't even. Yeah. As far as anime,
all the recommendations, we gotta have some too.
I got you. He said anime and movies, so I went with shows. Animes. My favorite one is The Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime.
Season 2's out now.
I'm already up to date. I'm done. I
That
can't.
one's good.
It's out now. I already binged the first 4 episodes.
It's more than 4.
And that's it. I mean, that's all I can think of right now. Besides the
Or
popular was like Jujutsu Kaisen and all that stuff. So
I love
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I might say there's like 9 episodes of.
I'm watching the dubs.
Yeah, you're whack.
yeah, you gotta watch subs, bro. Subs, we're like way on, and
I
the last 2 episodes have been fire.
Okay, I'm gonna catch subs. Yeah, I'm catching. I can't dubs. I can watch it and not really watch it, but subs I have to like be focused and
Of course, you focus on the conversation. Duh. Is he no?
Can't focus.
You're right.
So my recommendations. Shoot, I just lost it. Where was it just at? It was just opening. I was watching it earlier. Okay, so it just came out on Netflix. It's called High Rise Invasion.
I want to.
it.
You're gonna love it.
It's good.
I'm on episode 4 right now. I started it randomly. You're gonna love it because it's dark.
Yes.
Very dark. They're like shooting people in the head.
Yes. There's a lot of L's. That's how I when you hear me say there's a lot of L's, that means they died very horribly.
Yes.
Very horrible way.
That's and it's in English, so you don't have to worry about reading. But that's really good. And I started watching a new show called Clarice, which is obviously like a series from like Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
And it's only about 5 episodes out right now. We watched 3 last night. It's actually pretty good. The first one was a little bit like it's slowly getting there, but by the end of the first episode, you're like, oh, what's going to happen? And then next, second and third, it was good. You get to the behavioral science. You know how she was in the movie. If you ever watch, Hannibal or Silence of the Lambs back in the day. And the girl sounds exactly like the actor from back in the day. I can't remember her name. Y'all know her.
I know you're talking about
the white lady with the like skinny nose. Anyway,
I like how she just defined that like that's the defying comment.
I can't remember her name to save my life. Is it Joan Foster? No, that's not her name. No.
Jane Foster.
Is it? That's not her name.
I believe it is.
Silence of the Lamb.
No, not her. I mean her.
No, Jane Foster was not Silence of the Lamb.
Jodie
Foster. I thought it was Jodie Foster.
That's it. I might say it's something Foster. She's the
Silence of the Lamb.
Silence of the Lambs. If I'm not mistaken.
Might be. We got Google. We can
find out. Silence of the Lambs. Cast. We.
That is Jodie Foster.
I thank you. I was right. Jodie Foster. Yeah, but the lady sounds exactly like her. Like,
can we give Anthony Hopkins his flowers? Like, whatever he plays in, he be killing that shit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Transformers. He was.
Well, I mean, he was just there. Shit. He was just there.
I know scary stuff. He's good, but he was
Fracture. He was really good at Fracture.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was.
Just cut my man a check, okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
ETC.
Yeah.
No, The Writ. That was my shit. He did great in The Writ.
Yeah.
So that was my 2 recommendations: High Rise Invasion and Clarice. If you haven't seen it, and then of course, what's the one with the Queen Latifah? The Equalizer.
That's the movie. It's from the movie.
Yeah. But they have it in a series. They have a series.
Yeah, but they changed the premise of the Equalizers. Like I thought she would at least have the same skills. Like I thought it was gonna make it like the Equalizer is like a group or like trained assassins, like how he was efficient with time in the movie, where he was like, all right,
you got the little
like
thing.
10 seconds to kill y'all mofos before I get caught or whatever.
Yeah.
She just be copping it. I'm like, I need you to do something special. What's your Equalizer like skill set?
Yeah.
This ain't Hitman though.
It's still not bad. You can definitely tell she has like a stunt double to do some of this stuff, but
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. There is a new for those who have Amazon Prime, Nobody comes out tomorrow.
I want to see that.
Yes.
I want to see that. I
just remembered, it just clicked in my brain. Nobody comes out tomorrow.
I'm about to watch that during the day with a bunch of people. All right.
Wake up and watch it.
My recommendation?
Yes, go ahead.
So movie, if you have HBO Max, The Justice League, it's 4 hours. I get it. But what they do with the Batman, his character is different, man. It's different.
Don't tell me, I haven't watched it yet.
I ain't gonna
Cyborg is good. It's fleshed out. It's good.
Kind of better.
It's better.
I heard it's good.
If you get 4 hours, you can break it up. I watched like 2 hours and 2 hours. Like I didn't do 4 straight. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't do 4 straight.
I did it when I was working. The job was in the background. I'm still there working. Like, okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's an old anime, but it's good. Vampire Knight.
Yes.
I have that in my queue.
Watch that. I just watched it last week for the first time.
Classic.
Vampire Knight's good. So
classic.
That's our recommendation. So, Cortland, thanks for coming on our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No,
I appreciate it. Where can our audience find you at? Hit you up about your artwork or trying to work with you?
The best way to find me is you can find me on Google. Just type in my name, Cortland Polk. If you want to, I'm on Facebook under Cortland Polk. Instagram's the only place that you can find me at CDA Mouse. I'm on Twitter, same name, Cortland Polk. I'm just myself. I don't need to come up with no acronyms or anything. It's just me besides Twitter because somebody had my name.
Oh, you on Twitter? I'm about to follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, just See the Mouse. That's it.
See the Mouse. Yeah. V, where can they find us at?
I just said I was gonna find us at. Okay. They can find us on Amazon Music, Pandora, Castbox, Alexa, Google Play, Tuning, Pandora, I said Castback already.
Yep.
I think so. Apple Podcasts, obviously. Spotify, Podbean, and YouTube. You can find us everywhere, guys.
And you can Google us too.
And you can Google us.
That's how you do it. That's where you get it.
Okay. And if you want to be a guest on our show, you can email us at dwfriendswithaz@gmail.com, or you can DM us on our Instagram or Facebook page at Drunk with Friends with a Z. And that concludes our show. Let's get these shots poured.
Oh, shots. All right. These glass shots. Also,
I'm already ready. Y'all behind the
guys. YouTube. So podcast episodes every Monday, YouTube episodes every Tuesday.
And we be dropping 2 at a time sometimes. So we just dropping
Get the content out. Get the content out.
You gotta get it out so you can have something to do. Like,
exactly.
I mean, like he said, it can be playing in the background while you're doing work. Like,
Like that's how I listen to every other podcast. Like people, like I'm just sidebar is podcast is like radios in the 1950s. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Talk radio.
You just sitting there and listen to people talk, and you just keep moving with your day.
Yeah.
Learn something new.
All right,
thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Cortland.
Cheers.
Cheers.